All right, let's see what's going on with Daisy Dawson. Last time I read to you, she had decided that everything was a dream. Talking to Meadowsweet, talking to Boom, talking to Trixie McDixie, all the animals. She felt like it was all a dream and she was ready to change her life and stop believing that animals can talk. So let's continue. Hey, my dear, called a familiar voice. Going so soon? Daisy stopped and frowned. Then she shook her head and began walking again. Stop it, she told herself. Grow up. Daisy, my love, called the voice behind her. Where are you going? Daisy turned and saw the white mare was leaning over the gate staring at her. Meadowsweet? She asked, hardly daring to hope. The mare nodded. Yes, of course, dear. Who did you think it was? Daisy was confused. But when I spoke to you just now, you didn't answer. Well, of course not, my lovely, replied Meadowsweet. I could hardly have a chat with you while that silly old farmer was standing there, could I? Dobbin, indeed. Daisy suddenly felt as though her heart were going to burst. She ran back up the path, flung her arms around Meadowsweet's nose, and kissed her. Well, now, said Meadowsweet, her breath warm in Daisy's ear. That's more like my Daisy. Then she glanced over Daisy's shoulder and said, Look, there's someone else to see you. I think you know who that could be. When Daisy turned around, she saw that Boom was sitting in the lane, gazing up at her with his serious brown eyes. Boom! She cried. Hello, Daisy, he said in a voice that was deep and slow and kind. I woke up early this morning and thought, I wonder if my favorite little girl would like some company on her way to school. Daisy smiled and thought that she had never been so happy in her whole life. That would be wonderful, she said. But before we go, I have something for you. For me? Asked Boom. Then, after a moment's thought, he said, Has it got ham in it? What were you predicting for this? Remember last time I asked you to think about what she could have possibly have gotten Boom. Did some of you think she got him an extra thick ham sandwich? Something else? Take a minute, think what she might have for him. What would make sense? Ready? See what it is. I have something for you. For me? Asked Boom. Then after a moment's thought, he said, Has it got ham in it? No, said Daisy, reaching into her backpack, but I think you'll like it anyway. She pulled out a small tag on a silver chain and held it up for Boom to see. What is it? He asked. It's a name tag, said Daisy, kneeling down and fastening the chain around his neck. It's got your name on the front and my name and telephone number on the back. If the dog catcher ever sees you again, he'll think you belong to me and he'll leave you alone. Boom looked up at Daisy. Do I? He asked shyly. Do you what, Boom? Do I belong to you? Daisy put her arms around him. There you can see he's got the tag around his neck. Did anybody predict that she got him a tag? I would love to hear what else you would have predicted. Let's keep going. Friends belong to one another, she said. Isn't that right, Meadowsweet? Meadowsweet nodded. It's the best sort of belonging there is. Boom rested his chin contentedly on Daisy's lap, and for a few moments all was silent, except for the gentle humming of the bees. Then suddenly he pricked up his ears and barked twice. What is it, Boom? Daisy asked, stroking his head. What's the matter? Oh, nothing. I just think we should be going, that's all. But why? Because, said Boom, the school bell is ringing. Uh-oh, said Daisy. I'm going to be late again, aren't I? She stuck her bottom lip out and blew up so that her bangs puffed up in the air. Meadowsweet, do you mind if I ask you something before I go? Not at all, said Meadowsweet. Ask me anything. Do you think I'll always be able to talk to you? Or do you think it's all some kind of magic that will disappear one day? I don't know, said Meadowsweet gently. But what I do know is that whenever we talk, the magic comes from inside of you. It's part of who you are, Daisy Dawson, and that's a very rare thing. You must always look after it and keep it close to your heart. Thank you, Meadowsweet, said Daisy, kissing the old mare lightly on the nose. I'll try. There she is with Boom. What do you think? Do you think she'll always be able to talk to animals? Do you think the power might disappear? Let's finish this book. Then she hitched up her backpack and ran away down the hot, dusty lane toward the gates of Nettle Green Elementary School, with her best friend, Boom, by her side. So remember, Daisy Dawson is a series. So if you have an opportunity to get either these books or possibly if you can even look for them online, Daisy Dawson has a few more with her, and that would be probably the time that you get to see if she's still able to talk to animals or not. I know the answer, but I'm not ready to share that quite yet. I hope you're all finding some good books to read, and I will continue to do some read alouds as we are going through our e-learning days. Thank you for listening today. And once again, get a good book, do some reading today, and enjoy your time with your family. I miss you guys. Bye.